What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Rare Games. Today we're looking at some of the rarest games or most expensive games for the Game Boy Advance. Now, there are some great games on this system. Some of my all-time favorite games are on the system. As you guys know, I'm a huge Pokemon fan and also kind of a Mega Man fan a little bit. But we're going to go ahead and jump right into some of the most expensive and rarest games for this handheld system. Start off at number 10 with Zelda the Minish Cap. Now, Zelda the Minish Cap is an adventure game in a long-running Legend of Zelda series where you can use a Minish Cap that will shrink Link so he can access different areas. The Minish Cap was originally a Zelda game released for the Game Boy Advance and received widespread praises. Another example of the game sold millions of copies, but is such a high demand because it continues to fetch highest resale price. People are really big fans of the series. You can pick up a used copy of this for around $30 and a new in-box for about $100. Next up is Pokemon Emerald Version, another one of those games that is not necessarily rare, but still fetches a high top dollar because people out there love the Pokemon series so much. And this was the final Pokemon game released for the Game Boy Advance. Again, sold millions of copies, but collectors out there need it to, quote, catch them all, so you need this. And again, just a solid, great game. And you can find this probably used for around $25, $30, new in box around $150. Next up is Mega Man Battle Network. Now, Mega Man Battle Network is a role-playing spin-off from the main Mega Man series. There was 10 games in this series, and this was the very first one. Very, very cool game. And everything Mega Man holds value very, very well. So people out there looking for this, again, on $25 used, anywhere from $100 to $150 new in box. Next up is Castlevania Aria of Sorrow. Now, this game is very, very popular as well. Most of these games on this list are not hard to find, but they still fetch a high price. This game sold very well, like I said, making it one of the best-selling games for the Game Boy Advance. It was the third Castlevania game for the Game Boy Advance and critically acclaimed as the best of the three. The price, again, around $30 used and around $120 in box. Next up is Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo Revival. Now, this game, again, sold very, very well. Most of the games on the Game Boy Advance, like I said, some of them are not that hard to find, but this one is actually pretty hard to find in box. In box, this game can range anywhere from $150 to $200, whereas not so much used price. A loose price of this game is anywhere from $15 to $20, but a very cool game though. Our next game on the list is Tiny Toon Adventure Scary Dreams. Originally named Buster's Bad Dream, the side-scrolling was a side-scrolling action game. But basically, this game was released in Europe under the name Buster's Bad Dream, but the name was changed to Scary Dream in the United States. The game, however, was published but never actually released. Somehow, some of these copies of the game started appearing on eBay around 2005. Presumably, some of them were produced, but it was canceled later on, and the cartridges never made it to the actual public, making this one of the rarest games to come across for the Game Boy Advance. You can get a used game of this for around $50, and a new in box will run you about $200 to $300. Next up is Medabots Metabee. Now, this game is a role-playing game similar to the Pokemon mechanics. However, it was released in two variants, just like Pokemon. They split it up, so you have to have both games to complete the actual one of the games. However, the Metabee one is more valuable than the Rokushu one, and apparently it is hard to come by. This game did not sell very well in the United States. Version of it didn't sell very well, so it makes this game collectible. Used price around $35, new in box around $150. Our next game on the list is Fire Emblem, the first Fire Emblem game released in the United States. The series has been going in Japan for quite some time, but like I said, this is the very first one ever released in the United States, actually made for American consumption, making this a very cool game. It sold pretty well in fairly large numbers, but people are still looking to get this game, are big fans of this series, especially after the 3DS Fire Emblem game came out. This game's price has kind of gone up a little bit. You can find it used for around $35, $40, and new in box around $140, $150. Next up is Worms Blast. Now, Ubisoft originally released this game for the GameCube, PC, Mac, and the Game Boy Advance. However, the Game Boy Advance version came out later in 2003 than the GameCube version, and it came out in reduced numbers, presumably because it did not sell very well on the GameCube. They kind of had a limited release of this game on the Game Boy Advance. Did not sell very well, making this game kind of harder to come by, kind of one of the more rare titles for the Game Boy Advance. You can get a used price around $45 to $50 and a new in-box price around $200 to $250. And finally, our last and most sought-after game on the Game Boy Advance is Ninja 5-0. The game was published by Konami, but for some reason it was never produced in large numbers. The game is very hard to find in cartridge only, but ridiculously rare with the box and manual. Ninja 5.0 is also highly rated, and many people consider this to be one of the best games ever made for this system. And that, on top of its rarity, makes this game super valuable. A used price of this game, you're going to get anywhere from $75 to $100 with just the cartridge loose. A new in box with manual can go as high as $1,000. That's how rare this game is. But that's all we have time for, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, guys. I really do appreciate it. If you guys could hit that like button and share this video with your friends. As always, guys, have a great day. Game the fuck on, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Make sure you guys tell me in the comment section what system should be next. I think we're running out of Nintendo systems. We have like the GameCube left to go. I'm not going to really do the Wii and stuff like that. It's too new of a system. Maybe we'll jump into PlayStation 1 games or Atari games or Sega Genesis games. Let me know in the comment section what you guys want to see next. Like I said, guys, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel and get these videos in your sub box daily. So, guys, have a great day. Get the fuck on. Peace out, guys. Until next time.